Hi, friends. This is Steve at New Compass Crypto. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, where I think the prices are going and whether it's a good time to get back into the market. Now that we've had a little bit of chance to digest all the news about Sam Bankman-Fried, the fallout from FTX, but there are other shoes to drop. So is it too soon to get in, or is it time to get in? It's been roughly a month, a little bit less than a month, and the markets have reacted kind of very interestingly to what's been happening. Let me show you a few things first. We're going to start with this. This is the Dow over the past month, and you can see like it's reached a high of about 34.7. It has good support right here. Good support around 33,500, but it's traded overall in a pretty narrow range. The next one, this is the S&P 500. And also you can see that it's also traded in a narrow range. It's got pretty good support here at around 39.40, right around this line. And the last one is going to be the NASDAQ. Again, good support right around 11,000. A high of around 11,400. And if you look at these three charts really quickly, and you don't look at prices and you don't look at the titles, if you just go back and forth really quickly, it's just their general shapes, they kind of appear more or less the same. They're trading in that kind of a range. They're more or less the same. And that's in fact what's happened. The markets have pretty much traded evenly. They followed one another over the last month. The Dow has done a little bit better than the NASDAQ. The S&P has done a little bit better than the NASDAQ. But in general, they followed each other, and it's been the same way all year. Now, let's go over Solana over the past month. Solana had been trading right at around, let's say, $37, a high of about 37, had the small run up to about 37. And then here, November 9th, November 10th, this is when all the news broke. And it went from about 37 down to a low. The low pretty quickly was right around $11, $12. That's a 68% drop, just a precipitous, just within a week, 68%. That makes sense. Solana had a lot of exposure to FTX. To this day, FTX, which is in bankruptcy, still owns $980 million worth of Solana coins. So it's gone down 68%, but the 62%, the number right below it, that's the number that it's currently at right now. It's now trading at around $13.60. So it's gone up. It's rebounded very slightly, but it's rebounded a little bit. Now we're going to look at Ethereum. Ethereum, which was trading at around a high of 16,500, again fell off a cliff, went down right to about 1,100. And the support here at 1,100, it went down 33%, very fast. And that's the price from here to here. Now it has also recovered, and it is only down. It's recovered about 8%. It's only down 25%. Still, it's a quarter, it's gone down, it's lost a quarter of its value, but it was, but nowhere near what Solana was, 62%. Now let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from about 21,500 all the way down to 15,500. We got out at 16,800, but it went all the way down, a 28% drop. So the charts all look very similar, but for Bitcoin, it was only a 28% drop. It's recovered some. Right now, it's around 16,800. It's only down 22%. So now you have these three charts, which look very much the same. Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. They look very, very much the same. The only thing that's different is the percentage drop, much greater than Solana, right in the middle for Ethereum, and a little bit less for Bitcoin. So since the price of Bitcoin has stabilized, and since it went down here, it really has been trading in this narrow range of 15,500 to 17,400, right around here. And from here on, it pretty much, after the first week, it pretty much has been tracking the NASDAQ. So is this a good time to get back in? Well, it really depends upon the size of your portfolio. If you have a large portfolio, and I would say by large portfolio, I mean a portfolio of, let's say, $250,000 and higher, I think that you can begin accumulating only Bitcoin and Ethereum at these prices. Go in dollar cost averaging, go in at about 10% at a time, and put in stop loss orders. What are stop loss orders? Stop loss order is something that let's say you buy something at $20,000. You immediately say, I want to sell this if the price drops below a certain amount. So if you want to protect your investment, you would say, I want to buy Bitcoin at 16,800, and I want to put in a stop loss price of 16,000. That means you're willing to absorb some losses, but if the price is 16,000, a sell order automatically triggers. It might trigger, depending on how fast the price falls, it might trigger at 15,900, or it might trigger right at 16,000, but you'll get out. So if it drops all the way down to 13,500, you won't ride with it all the way down to 13,500. So it's a defensive strategy. I would do the same thing for Ethereum. So I would get in a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum, and I would not get into Solana at this time. If you have a smaller portfolio, I would not get in right now at all. And by a small portfolio, I mean anything $25,000 and below. It is still too risky. There's still more shoes to drop. We believe Genesis is in real trouble, which is a crypto lending firm. And when that happens, I think crypto is going to suffer a little bit more. And then there's DCG. DCG and Genesis are the final two shoes to drop that I believe are going to drop. Once those happen, I think that we will be able to get back in, even if you have a smaller portfolio. But because we don't know the level of the drop, if those two things happen, I think it's too risky to get back in. Also, right now, consumer sentiment is still low on crypto. At this time last year, 22% of people thought that Bitcoin or crypto in general was a good investment. Right now, that's been cut in half. It's about 11-12% think that people think that crypto is a good investment. The number of people that think that it's a bad investment has skyrocketed, has also doubled. So as we head into next year, don't be afraid of fear of missing out, what's called FOMO. The markets are we're not going to have a V-shaped recovery to this recession that we might have in 2023. And if that's the case, if rates are still high, if the interest rates, unless the Fed starts cutting, if the rates stay at 4.5%, 5%, Bitcoin is not going to go to 20, 30, 40. Well, it's not. I think it can go to 20, but it's not going to go to 40 and 50,000. So you're going to have plenty of time to get back in. So if you have a larger portfolio and you can afford to wait, you can afford to wait a year, 2 years, 3 years. These are historically good prices to get in. If you have a smaller portfolio and you've already taken losses this year, and we've already taken losses this year, this is not a good time to get back in. Wait for a little while longer. Interest rates are still too high. The economy is shaky. It is unknown what's going to happen with gas prices over the winter and whether we're heading into a recession. And if that's the case, I think both the NASDAQ and crypto have further to fall. So thank you for joining me. You can see all our videos at New Compass Crypto. Please follow us and like. See you next week. Take good care. Bye-bye.